Hello, 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 everybody. I am Grum, coach and general manager of your Philadelphia T-Tars, and we are here because it is the start of the UNPL Season 6, which is a very big time, very big thing. UNPL was my very first Wi-Fi league. This is my third season in the main league. I've done D-League as well as the Spring Fling last year. So this I would say this is what I would consider my home league, right? Like when you think of, like what's that? That's what this league is, right? This is a league where I have reached some pretty big highs, D-League finalist, main league quarterfinals and semifinals in the Spring Fling. Good success, fun things. Pogworm is because of this, because of this league. My love for Volcanion and appreciation for Bramble Gas and my hot takes for Blaziken and Blaziken's here. Bundle's outside of there, but all in all, I consider UNPL being my home. This is my home. And I am grateful to be invited for yet another season of the UNPL. And hopefully I hope this is the season where I can go, I am a champion. I get my first championship. It would mean a lot. Like, yeah, I am doing, I've been in other leagues. I have my own league that I'm in. I'm joining up with some fun stuff coming up soon. And winning anywhere else would be good. Would be great even. However, winning in UNPL, it would mean a lot. It would mean, that was the first league that saw me and was like, hey, you're pretty good. You want to come in and do this? You want to upload battles from our league? And I was like, yeah, sure. Hell yeah. I'd like to. Yeah, absolutely. And met some great people, really good friends. All in all. So yada, yada, yada. You're not here for all of that. But I'm going to tell you, you are here for that because this is all very important into what this video is about. This video is about my team this season, the 12 Pokemon I selected. And technically I selected more than 12. We'll get to that. But, and normally you're here for some fun, fun edits. And I put my face on wrestlers or other things, and I was in the midst of that. However, the between just lack of time we've been done this draft for 2 weeks now, and I was prioritizing some stuff. School got some stuff needing to be done for that. Yeah, all that. You didn't come here for that, right? But why are you not getting what you normally get, right? Which is Grum's clean edits and fun stuff. Instead, you're staring at this static photo of my face, wondering, well, also the UNPL logo, but what's going on here? So basically, I'm recording this literally half an hour away from this date. This video going up a day late. But technological stuff did not work the way I wanted to. I had a video that was rendering, and I said, okay, cool, that'll finish rendering before during the course of the Royal Rumble, and then I'll upload it before bed, and it'll be up before midnight, and I can say, yeah, it was out there, on Saturday and whatnot. Unfortunately, not going to be the case here. I feel like I should, and I owe you. If you're expecting something better, I'm sorry, you're not going to get it for this video. But that said, I am going to recycle some of those ideas and stuff from that would have been in the draft analysis today into week 1 tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but next week. So, all in all, I have my notes and whatnot, which is good. But I'm kind of riffing this off of top of the head, which is not what I normally do. I do not like doing this kind of stuff for my draft analysis, mainly because they run long, I ramble, I like to talk, and you guys kind of get the idea of certain Pokemon early, enough. I hit the important things, and that's great. But Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case here. Before we get into that, though, there is something that I do want to say, because it's very important that this season is a championship season. The reason is because this season will be my last in the UNPL if I do not win the championship, right? Think of it like being a pro wrestler. Like, if I don't win the world championship, I will retire, or I'll leave the company, or if I lose this. That's exactly what it is. I am confident in myself, in my abilities to not just win the championship, but leave if I don't. Because that is, I feel like, this is a year. We got to put some stakes on it. If I don't if I don't win the title, not even make the playoffs, right? If I don't make the playoffs, it's the same. If I do not win the championship, if I am not the season 6 champion at the end of this journey, at the end of this 8 weeks, and then it's this week, and then 8, there's 9, and then 8, 4, 2. It was that 15 weeks, 14 weeks? No, 13 weeks. 13 weeks. 13-week journey. If I'm not the champion at the end of this 13-week journey, then yeah, that's it. I'm done in the UNPL. I'm walking away from my home league, the league I have a lot of things. That's like not just like I won't do spring fling stuff or fall brawl stuff. Nah, I will. I'm walking away. I'm a man of my I'm a man of my word. Why I'm not. This ain't no bit. This ain't a gimmick to make you guys watch this with intent. I want you to watch this with intent. I want you to watch this intent. I'm not going to edit out that cough. I'm sorry. I didn't hit the mute button in time. I'm also been sick the last week and a half. So that's also, anyways, either way, I feel like I am doing a disservice to you, the viewer, the fan, the T-Tar fan, the UNPL fan, if I were to even suggest to do a joke of oh, hey, I'm leaving. If I don't win, that's it. I'll leave the league. I won't leave the Discord server. No. But I will leave the league. I just, they send an invite to thing. I'm going to say, nah, I'm retired. Asterisk, basically I'm not actually retired, but, part of that is, life stuff, but also mainly 90% of it is confidence. I think I got a team that is going to win the championship this year. I got a team that is, if I don't win a championship with this team, people are going to look at me differently, and I don't want to be looked at differently. You understand? I want to be looked at fondly. So let's do that. Let's take a look at this team. I will try my best to read these notes in concise manner, and we can get in and get out of here before it's 45 minutes of just me rambling, right? I hate those videos. I hate those videos. I've talked about that a lot. There's a reason I hate that video, because I could potentially end up doing that. That's why I script my videos. So let's take a look at my first pick. I had the 6th pick overall, and that pick ended up being Deoxys. Oh boy, this is brutal. I'm doing all this live. Deoxys. That's right. Not Deoxys speed, not Deoxys defense. Unfortunately, not Deoxys attack either, but Deoxys the regular form. That's right, because Ubers are a thing in this season of the UNPL. There are maybe Ubers UU. We're not seeing Groudon, Kyogre, Calyrex Shadow, Koraidon. We're not seeing that level of Uber here, but we are seeing some strong Ubers nonetheless. Like Deoxys. Now we'll talk about Deoxys here. Deoxys is a very, very fun to look at Pokemon. We've got 50 HP, 150 attack, 50 defense, 50 special attack, 50 special defense, and 150 speed. It's a pure psychic type, nothing else there, but it's got a wild moveset that lets it become a breaker, a sweeper. I can set up hazards with this thing. I can just disrupt. I can support with this thing. This is a very, very very impressive Pokemon that I am excited to use. It's not my normal type of Pokemon, right? You guys know me. I like a little bit bulk. I like a little bit of survivability. And a Pokemon with 50 HP and 50 defenses, not surviving much. But not a lot of things should be able to live this type of attack from this Pokemon. And there's very fun things coming on this team in this to follow in this draft. And I said, you know what, if I'm going to get a Deoxys, right, I need to get something to deal with like the dark types, right? I need something to deal with the Grimmsnarls of the world. I need something to deal with the Greninjas of the world. Some Pokemon that can come in and be scarfed and be faster than this because I'm going for a psychic move or something. So I decided that with the second pick, I would end up getting Sneasler, a Pokemon who I've wanted to use for a little bit and I was not quite sure, I should say, how to use this. Now, mind you, Deoxys, Deox Spray is the nickname. This is Stone Cold Sneeze Austin. You're looking at Sneasler here, and Sneasler, very fun Pokemon. We know a little bit about this Pokemon. We've faced this Pokemon. I've talked about this Pokemon, but 130 attack, 120 speed, right off the bat, I'm getting two Pokemon that are 120 or over. I normally don't have that. I normally don't have Pokemon that are over 120, mainly because like I like to get Pokemon who maybe they're like in the 110 to 1. I mean, season 5 it was Roaring Moon and Iron Moth were both over 110. But these this is I'm reaching out because I'm like, all right, I think I know. I'm more comfortable with my ability. I'm more comfortable with the teams I've brought in the past. Let me do something a little bit different. But what has my team missed in the past? Pure offensive speed. We have often been bulky, take a hit, live a hit, get a kill, right? And it normally works out for me. But unfortunately, so you're susceptible to a critical hit, and that's also that. Or just in general, being in a spot where you need some speed and you don't got it, or you need to set it up and you don't, and you have to hope that you've done the calcs enough to where you will be able to live something, or something won't be faster than you, right? I can throw a Scarf or a Scarf on Sneasler or on Deoxys and not worry about who's faster than me. But with Sneasler, I have the Unburden ability, which means if I get an item and I no longer have that, whether it's me using it or me knocking it off or getting it knocked off, I can become even faster than Deoxys. I can become super fast, which is great for a fast physical attacker. Dire Claw is an incredible move. It is stupid. It is overpowered. It is having way too much RNG for somebody else. But for me, I respect RNG. So naturally, given how my WPF season went with the freezes on turn 1 of an Ice Beam, yeah, maybe things come back our way a little bit. Maybe, perhaps. But yeah, Sneasler's really good. It's a really good breaker. And it could also get some statuses because it's very fast. It also gets toxic spikes. It gets toxic. It is just able to do a lot of stuff. Plus Dire Claw, it just hits, and Dire Claw has an ability, a 50% chance to sleep, poison, or paralyze, and then it also has the poison touch ability. So we can be really, really mean with that in the season here. But after that, I was like, okay, let's get back to the roots, right? I got my speed right away. So I went in and I said, okay, cool. Now that we got our speed, let me get some familiar feels here, right? Let me get some Pokemon that can help me out here. And then I started to think about the team I was about to build. I have Deoxys, I have Sneasler. I need a Pokemon that can tank some hits, but not just that, can like really tank some hits on both sides of the equation. And there's not a lot of Pokemon that are able to do that, but I've got one of the ones who can, and does, and will, and that being their 3rd round pick, Ting Lu, the Legend of Ruin, with its Vessel of Ruin ability that allows it to lower the special attack of opponents by 25%. And you look at those stats, if you don't know this Pokemon does 2 things very well. It's a wall, and it puts up hazards. And it can do some, damage there. It's got 110 attack. There's nothing to, shy away from. But 155 HP with 125 defense and a soft assault vest with its ability, with 80 special defense. This thing can just take some hits. Some of the calcs that I have looked at in the recent weeks, prepping for my own matches, but also just out of curiosity, Ting Lu, lot of fun. I'm very excited to use Ting Lu. It's ground dark, so we get our dark type that'll help Sneasler, and we get a ground type that gives us an electric immunity, which is huge because electric immunities, if you're not, we saw it with Palma, if you don't got a ground type, like a natural ground type, that's troublesome. That's a problem. And we are not going to get caught like that this season, which I'm very happy about. Ting Lu rocks, spikes. Ruination does 50% of the Pokemon's health at the time it gets hit. It can get Memento if I really want to get crazy. Normally rocking leftovers, but it can also have Assault Vest to really help out. It's, hit taking ability. It gets Body Press, so I can invest in just defense with like Body Press, Ruination, and Hazards, and then I can just do a lot of damage with my higher defense. And sure, I don't have a stab move, but yeah, really good. I like Ting Lu. Very excited to use Ting Lu. To have a bulky Pokemon that is hard to get rid of, like that a lot. The fourth pick, I might have reached here a little bit, but I had a feeling that there was about to be a run of spinners, and I was right. I think I kind of started it, but I also knew coming that on the way back up towards the top of the draft, and then on the way back, that people would probably start thinking about their own spinner. So I wanted to get a spinner that I really want, that I really, really, really felt and have felt that it has become a consistent member of a team that I would like to build. The Grass Ghost type Bramblegast, aka Bramby Savage. Wind Rider, we always talk about Wind Rider as a fun little idea in the front office, mainly because it's like, oh hey, this Pokemon, I just switch in on a Blizzard, right? Like I switch in on a Air Slash or a Hurricane type stuff. But Infiltrator, definitely more impressive there as it can go through screens and every substitutes and everything. We know this Pokemon. This was the support Pokemon of the year for us for Season 5, using hazard removals, setting them up, tanking hits, setting up our teammates to be able to live hits consistently. This is a really good Pokemon. And plus, I can't wait to use Curse again. On somebody, okay, it's going to be a lot of fun. But we know Bramby Savage. We've seen Bramby Savage. This is a good Pokemon. I don't feel like I don't need to get too far into what Bramblegast is for us. It is a support Pokemon that has the ability with its 115 attack to do some big damage with either Power Whip or Poltergeist, and then also 90 speed, not slow. And Strength Sap can really help out dealing with some threats. Speaking of threats, I had to do it. I had to go get the guy. I got to hit the pause on because we got the guy. We got the tribal chief of the T-Tars, Volcanion Reigns, our 5th pick. Now, we could have made it a Terror Captain, but it would have been a lot of points. 17 points of the 25 points we get towards a Terror Captain. And after the WPF, I kind of felt that limiting my Pokemon, Volcanion, pretty good Terra Captain, right, for power-wise, but defensively, I love using Volcanion defensively as a fire water type that can just switch into fire types, fairy types, water types, just general non-electric ground rock types and be pretty good ice types. And removing that ability from it was not great. I mean, obviously, I still got 9 kills. It was still doing what it was supposed to do, but I did not get the kind of performance out of it that I would have liked, right? So what we did decide is take Volcanion and use that as we normally use it, which is a special attacker and a physical wall. 110 attack isn't bad to look at either, but when your special attack is 130, you got a bulky water with 120 defense. Yeah, that's the same defense as Ting Lu. They both get body press. It's crazy. It's very good. Water absorbs an insane ability as well. I love this Pokemon. I love Volcanion Reigns. He is the tribal chief. Yet again, if we're going to do this and we're going to win a championship, it's going to be with Volcanion. And it's going to be, and if not, somebody else can pick up Volcanion in my steed and use him in the UNPL, main league, and elsewhere and do very well with him. Much like our boy Orthworm. Of course, you had to get I got to get the Pogworm. You know the Pogworm, and he's a Terra Captain. You see that? You see that right down there behind him? He got a little bit extra points to him because in the UNPL there's a Terra attack system, which I do like. I like the Terra attack system. It makes it so that there's some you can't just get 3 Pokemon at like high tier good low tier Pokemon that Terra. There's a little bit of a cost balance to it. I love Earthworm. 145 defense, 60 special attack. Great. That means we're never running it. But also you could do some Steel Beam stuff and maybe get some decent chunk. Who knows? Earth Eater is the only ability we can run legally. This is a physical wall, and this Pokemon puts up hazards. That's what it does. And it's a Terra Captain, which means we can turn it into an electric type, which gets rid of its weaknesses in general. We can turn it into a fire type. Don't know why we would do that. We could turn it into, a rock type. Again, don't know why I would do that. Maybe for sandstorm stuff. Who knows? But I really like this guy right here. Fantastic. He's become synonymous with the team. That's Pogworm. Respect the Pogworm. And again, he's here for the trip. So now after that, I got one Terra Captain. I wanted to get another Terra Captain back to back because something I thought about previously in seasons now becoming a thing with the Terra attacks kind of opens it up a little bit. And I decided to follow up Earthworm with picking Oricorio. Now you see all 4 of them there. That's because all 4 of them are Terra Captains, and all 4 of them are on the team. I get all 4 of them. That's the fire flying type, the flying psychic, flying electric, and flying ghost type. All 4 forms become T-Tar. So technically I only got 1 Pokemon, but I really got 4 Pokemon here for the price of 1. All can Terra, and the way that Oricorio Revolution Dance goes with either like it's non-flying stab or it's Terra type. So it basically gets special Terra Blast prior, without, but it's with the stab. So it's pretty nice. But also it is a fun setup sweeper, obviously. It gets Quiver Dance. It gets Defog. But I'm very excited to use this Pokemon. There's a lot of Ubers that can dance. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of them can Dragon Dance. There's a lot of Pokemon that Dragon Dance. A lot of Pokemon that Swords Dance. This Pokemon also can serve as an anti-setup, right? 93 speed is not bad, especially when some of these Pokemon that are setting up with Dragon Dance, Swords Dance, I think Quiver Dance are largely slower than it. But then you add the ability for it to Terra, and then if it is faster already, no longer is that a thing. So I'm very excited to use Oricorios, all 4 of them. Pogworm is actually Randy Orton, as you all know. But the Oricorios, we got, we got back here. We've got Ricorio Rude, Ricori Graves, Ricora Jade, and then Ricorache. Or it's like I think it's Oricochet, I think I said. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm looking at my notes here, and I don't have which one's which. So okay, here we go. We've got It's Ricori Rude is the Terra Fire, is the fire, the Bile on the left there. In the on the right is Oricoria Jade, the psychic form. Ricorache. It's like Ricoroche. There it is. Ricoroche for the Oricorio Pom-Pom, the electric type that's in the back there. And then, of course, because it's Graves and it's dead, Ricori Graves, the ghost type one. So that is the squad. That is our second Terra Captain, who has us now at 20. And our next pick was not a Terra Captain. Now this is Deancey. I wanted to get my Fairy type because Fairy type is very important to have, and I've always wanted to use Deancey. And this is another hazard setter who gets rocks and spikes. So that is 3 Pokemon who gets rocks and spikes. I want the ability to get them up, and I want to have some flexibility week to week, right? I don't want to be like, oh, this is my hazard setter this week, or like, you know what? I can run rocks here on this Pokemon, and thus that'll let it open up spikes over here or something like that. But Deanthina, the Deancey, this Pokemon, another mythical, from Gen 6, which is kind of funny. I've got two of them. 100 attack, 100 special attack, but the big ones are the 150 defenses. So very funny. I have two Pokemon, the Deoxys, who's like 150, 50, you know, all that stuff, and then Deancey here. But all around wall, you look at those stats, very, very good stuff. Hazards and setup sweeper. The reason why I made sure I put that roll, Deancey can set up sweep. It gets trick room. It gets, you know, you do some weakness policy, rock polish. You can do rock polish, weakness policy sets, or just Calm Mind and becoming a problem to deal with. Plus, having clear body means it doesn't get its ability or its stats lowered. Fantastic stuff. I love Deancey conceptually. I haven't used it before. I'm excited to use it. I wanted to make sure. I mean, outside of Brambleghast, Volcanion, Orthworm, I have not used any of these Pokemon on this team. So I successfully did what I normally like to do, which is use as many new Pokemon as new to me, I should say, as I can. And was able to do that this season. I got my 3 comfort Pokemon, feel good. I got my guys, which is very good. Speaking of my guys, Gen 1, 8-year-old, 9-year-old me loved, did not love Indeedee. No, sorry. I had this backwards because I remember Arc. I just realized I haven't had the music playing at all. I realized having Arc. Arc took right before this Indeedee male, and I was like, man, there's no other psychic terrain teams coming, right? So I could hold off on Indeedee for a little bit, and then Arc took Indeedee male right before me when in round 9. So I panicked and picked Indeedee female because there was another team that I thought maybe would like to have Indeedee psychic terrain. But yeah, I like Indeedee for this team. Deoxys gets the support. It's massive psychic moves get boosted. So there's a stab plus the terrain boost. Deoxys can learn expanding force. Good stuff, but also Sneasler can, now proc Psychic Seed, Unburden very well easily. All that fun stuff. But really what's important about it is it makes my fast Pokemon not susceptible to priority, right? One of the best ways to stop Deoxys does not want to take a Sucker Punch. Sneasler does not want to take most priority moves because it's kind of frail, right? Oricorio, it will, if it's not Terra, it will be weak if it's set up. This will let me get away from that issue, and I won't have to worry about it. Also, I get Indeedee female does have a really good support. It gets Baton Pass. It gets Encore. Or no, I think it gets Follow Me. The other one gets Encore. Either way, it's here to help, and then it also gets Healing Wish. So Indeedee female is going to be able to help out this team in a passive way, really, as a psychic terrain setter. But 95 special attack is not, nothing to shake your head at. And 105 special defense does give me another Pokemon to take some special defense hits, because while I'm at this point, like Deancey and Indeedee are really it, but also, Tinglu can help. So it makes it so that special attacking isn't 100% easy into my side of things. So yeah, that's the round 9. So most people going into round 10, they're going to finish up their draft. And I was like, maybe I will. Let me get my last Terra Captain. We picked up Electabuzz. This is what I was talking about. 8-9-year-old me loved Electabuzz. Big Electabuzz guy. We've used Electivire we used Pogged Hands in the Spring Fling. Electabuzz, I think it's Electabuzz. By the way, Indeedee's nickname is going to be Dee Dolan. The Electabuzz is Electabuzz, as in Kota Ibushi, Electa Ibushi. Because Buzzshi did not work very well. But yeah, 4 points for the Terra. Clear. Let me get a final Terra Captain. Static, 85 special defense, 57 defense isn't great, but it is very 105 speed, really good. It lets me have something between, Oricorio and Sneasler at the 100. Like, it has it in that what my preferred 15, because now you have to respect. If you don't respect the Electabuzz, I need to do a little bit better, so you do. But at the very least, it makes it so that you have to consider, wait, that thing can Terra at 95 special attack. that's not nothing. Like there are Pokemon that I think there's like Ubers that have have lower special attack, right? I think some of the Ubers in the league have lower special attack than that, and these are legendary Pokemon, right? There are legendary Pokemon with less than 75 or 95 special attack, right? And now I'm gonna have a Pokemon who has a pretty decent pool and can really work off that at 105 speed. Can spread some statuses with like a Thunder Wave. It can knock off some stuff. Overall, I think that Electabuzz is going to be a fun Terra Captain to use. I think week to week, I don't know if every week it will have a really good matchup to come in, but 105 speed, that I could run Terra Ice and look pretty good against like a Garchomp, right? Like at 105, I'm not worried about like speed wise. We're good there. Plus, I can also go more defensive-ish and let it go for static and like go for like Terra Flying, or Terra Fairy, and with an Eviolite and let it kind of support the team elsewhere like that. I'm very happy with this team. Except that's not the end of the team. I got two more Pokemon for you. Tatsugiri was our 11th pick. I wanted another spinner. I wanted to get, I have Oricorio to defog. I wanted another spinner so that I was not picking between either spinning or defogging, especially with stacking hazards. Tatsugiri also gives me a dragon type, gives me another water type. 120 special attack is very good. I mean, Volcanion's 130. This gets Hydro Pump. This gets Draco Meteor. This thing can really hurt. It also gets Rapid Spin for, to speed up itself. It gets Nasty Plot, and it gets Storm Drain, so it gives us another water immunity, one that is defensively not weak to fire types, so we won't get caught having to switch in potentially without boots. The only weakness is Dragon and Fairy, which we have covered. We're good there. I'm just happy with this team. I don't feel like there's too much to talk about Tatsugiri. I get all three forms, but there's no like difference of them, so it's just appearance. But Tatsumora is going to be pretty solid. I think we're going to see a couple matchups where Tatsumora it turns into some scary stuff for our opponent. And then lastly, rounding things out in the 12th pick, we picked up Jump Bluff. Now, obviously, Jump Bluff, not the most intimidating Pokemon, 75 HP, 55 attack, 55 special attack, but it is kind of special defensive bulky. I mean, we looked at, we had Bramblegas. Bramblegas has like 50 HP, right? And I was talking about how good that thing is. Like that thing, like 55 HP with 70 defenses. This has more HP. It also gets Strength Sap. It is faster. This is a Pokemon that like can similarly do, not essentially do, but help the team in a different way. Strength Sap. It's fast. It's 110 speed, so it's faster than. It helps me put another Pokemon between Electabuzz and Sneasler. It also gives me a Sun Enjoyer because there's a Sun team out there, and there's other teams that can set up the Sun and enjoy that I want to make sure that's not the thing that I need to deal with. But yeah, Chlorophyll Sleep Powders, Chlorophyll Encores, Chlorophyll Endeavors, Chlorophyll Cotton Guard, like I just become +3. My defense is now pretty good now, and you're like, uh-oh. Yeah, that's a problem. Obviously, you don't want to deal with an Ice type move, but we can always deal with that later. But yeah, that's the team. That is the team, and I appreciate y'all for watching. I wish I had a higher quality. I wish this came out earlier. I wish I had more done before today, so I wasn't worrying about rendering while I was doing other stuff. But all in all, I appreciate y'all for watching. Looking forward to it, and remember that if I don't win this season, I'm going home. I'm taking my ball and I'm leaving. It's only right. That's how confident I am in my team. And that's how confident I am in you liking this, subscribing, and checking out our week 1 battle. Next week, taking on Arts, who was the very first opponent I faced in the UNPL. So a little bit of poetry. I will say so myself. If no one has said it to you today, let me be the first one to say it to you. I love you. Peace.